What a night in the NBA world. We got the NFL draft tonight. Man, I'm locked in. Your boy, JGoodWithSports, is locked in. Let's get to it. All right, so we had 4 NBA games last night. Needless to say, 2 teams got eliminated. 2 teams are still hanging around. First game, Knicks and Cavs. Look, I had the Knicks in 7, but they proved me wrong. Knicks won in 5. They eliminated the Cleveland Cavaliers. They ended up winning 106-95 in this one. Look, the other day I said on a Facebook status, Jalen Brunson may not be the most explosive or the strongest, but he is him. Meaning, you know, when the games are on the line, when they matter the most, like Brunson comes to play. And yeah, he, you know, shot 8 of 22, but in all honesty, like, scoring points in this series was probably the hardest in any series in the playoffs. Like, we live in a time where NBA teams regularly score over 100 points. Cleveland only scored 95 in this one. Remember, not to mention, Cleveland scored 79 in one of the games early in this series as well. So it's like, you kind of expect a low-scoring, you know, defensive bout, and yeah, that's what we got. But nevertheless, Brunson dropped 23 with 4 assists and 4 rebounds there. Mitchell Robinson had 13 points, 18 rebounds, had a nice double-double there. RJ Barrett dropped 21 points as well. Isaiah Quickly had 19 off the bench, so they had a pretty good, well-rounded game. The only concern is Julius Randle's ankle. He ended up hurting the same ankle again. Came down wrong after trying to, you know, contest the shot. He left the game early. So we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully, you know, at this point with them ending the series as early as they did, he gets enough rest and is ready for the next round. So, yeah, as far as Cleveland, man, you know, each year they're getting, you know, better and better. But, you know, the expectations of Donovan Mitchell, you would have thought this team would, you know, do a little bit better. Donovan Mitchell is an excellent talent. He has shown flashes of brilliance, but I don't know if he is actually him. And the more and more that we have, you know, gotten into his career, the bigger the sample size. And I mean, if I had to make a decision, I would say no. I would say no at this moment. Not saying that he can't become him one day, but right now, it's just not. He's not that. He's just a flash in the pan. That's okay, if that's what you are. But if you expect him to lead you to the promised land, I mean, you might want to have different expectations or leave disappointed. So yeah, but still, Cleveland still has a bright future. You'll see if, you know, Evan Mobley could continue to develop. Darius Garland has already, like, in my opinion, turned the corner there. See if he can, you know, be a perennial all-star. He makes us proud here. Local kid from Gary. We do love and support that man. All right. Lakers, Grizzlies. You know, Lakers had a chance to put away the Grizzlies, but they did not. You know, Grizzlies back at home for Game 5. They ended up winning 116-99. Desmond Bane had himself a game. Like what I did there. Anyway, that man had 33 points. I mean, he was feeling it. Ja Morant, he ended up with 31 as well. Jaren Jackson Jr. contributed with 18. And great value Ice-T finished with 8. I'm talking about Dillon Brooks. That man shot 3 of 15 from the field, 2 of 10 from behind the arc. This man has been total booty water or whatever you want to call it. It's just, he's just playing like crap. I feel like ever since he opened his mouth, it went downhill. But even before then, he hadn't had the best series. I hope this, you know, let this be an example for you all. Don't, I guess, run your mouth so much and you can't back up what you're saying when somebody calls you out on it. So we'll just leave it at that for Dillon Brooks. As far as the Lakers, you know, Anthony Davis, I mean, he had 31 points and 19 boards. He had himself a good game. LeBron with a pedestrian game here. 15 points on 5 of 17 shooting, 1 of 9 from behind the arc, 10 boards and 5 assists. So yeah, game 6 will be in LA. That's the game you expect the Lakers to win and close out. Because if they don't, and you give a team like Memphis some more breathing room, that would make game 7 a lot more interesting. So I expect the Lakers to close the door in game 6. But you let them play the game. The Heat and the Bucks, man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Jimmy Butler did it again. Jimmy dropped 42 on the road in Milwaukee and finished the Bucks off 128-126 in overtime. This is bittersweet for me because I did pick the Bucks to win it all. I did. Giannis is my favorite player in the NBA, so that's the bitter part. Sweet part is, I always will forever appreciate Jimmy Butler, especially his time here in Chicago. So, I'm not mad at it like that. I'm really not. I'm just glad, he is doing his thing. He is showcasing, who he is when the lights are the brightest. Granted, we did see it in the bubble a little bit there. But, people want to put asterisks on the bubble. And, some of it is true, some of it is not. But nevertheless, we are pretty much far away from those times, all things considering, in the NBA. And the Heat got it done in 5. As far as the Bucks, honestly, I feel like if Giannis never got hurt, we probably wouldn't be in this situation, but it is what it is. I don't put this on Giannis at all. The man had 38 points and 20 boards. The man, had a triple-double the previous game. It's like the times that I've seen him on the court, like the Bucks play a lot better. When he goes off when he sits down, takes a break, and everybody else has to function, it just doesn't look the same. They look intimidated by the Heat. I don't know if it's the physicality or Jimmy Butler feel like nobody can guard him, but nevertheless, it is what it is. Even my cat over here is saying Jimmy with his meow. So yeah, look, the Heat, what I've said before and I say it again, they look like a first round exit or a championship contender in the same game, and apparently they've been the peak. They have been, the highest form possible, which is a championship contender team, and at this point there is a path to the Eastern Conference Finals because they have the Knicks next, and that's going to be a classic series. I remember growing up, the Heat and the Knicks, and that was, phenomenal, physical, nostalgic times, and so we kind of get a rematch of that. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for that. You get Tibbs against Spoelstra, Jimmy and Brunson. You get it. So we're gonna see what happens there. And then the last game that we have last night, which was neither team could have got eliminated because it was tied 2-2, but the Warriors went into Sacramento, and I guess they lit the beam themselves because they ended up winning 123-116. Now, mind you, De'Aaron Fox has a fractured tip of his index finger on his left hand, which is his shooting hand. He is left-handed. But, nevertheless, De'Aaron Fox, still dropped 24 points here. But Steph Curry, man. Steph Curry and the Splash Brothers came to play. Curry had 31. Clay had 25. Draymond Green came off the bench, and he had 21 points. I don't remember the last time Draymond Green scored 20 anything in a game. It's been that long. Andrew Wiggins had 20 points. Kevon Looney, he had 4.7 assists, but 22 rebounds. Man, that dude came to play. He was a monster on the glass. Sabonis dropped 21 and 10. Malik Monk had 21 off the bench. For the Warriors to be the worst team in the league on the road as far as getting wins, I think they had 10 wins on the year. They did what they had to do. And Game 6 is back in the Bay Area. And I expect the Warriors to win. Like I said before, and I'm still sticking to that until the wheels fall off. I did not believe the Sacramento Kings was going to win another game in the series, and I strongly stand by that since they lost last night. And the Warriors are a better home team this year than they was last year. So let that sink in. So tomorrow we got the Celtics and Hawks. Game 6, apparently. I think it's still called Phillips Arena in Atlanta. They had booked Janet Jackson to have a concert that night, but looks like that's getting canceled or postponed because the Hawks are back. Apparently the city didn't believe in the Hawks. So yeah, that's Game 6. That's the only game tonight rather. Tomorrow we got 2 Game 6s, the Kings and Warriors, Lakers and Grizzlies. Saturday we got Game 1 between the Suns and Nuggets and a potential Game 7 of the Celtics and Hawks. And then Sunday, what we do know is if the Lakers and Grizzlies go 7, that would be Sunday. If the Kings and Warriors go 7, that would be Sunday. But what we do know for sure, the Heat and the Knicks, Game 1, Sunday in New York. So can't wait for that. Now, the center of attention for today is the NFL draft. So the Carolina Panthers has been on the clock for quite a while now since they made the trade with my Chicago Bears last month. And, we all expect the quarterback to go. The general consensus is going to be Bryce Young. But then, there's rumors out there that Will Levis could be it. And then at one point in time, maybe they leaning towards C.J. Stroud. And then everybody fell in love with Anthony Richardson at the Combine. So, who is going number 1? How many quarterbacks is going in the top 10? How many quarterbacks going in the first round? What are my Bears going to do? It's just, I feel like this year's draft is definitely not as predictable as others. And I am very okay with that. I like a little, mystery to the draft. I do. Because the year that we drafted Justin Fields, I didn't expect that. That was complete mystery to me. When I saw the Bears trade up that year, I thought they were going to grab Mac Jones because that was a very Bears thing to do. But they took Justin Fields and the rest is history. So nevertheless, so as far as the draft, I would expect the Carolina Panthers to select Bryce Young, number 1 overall out of Alabama. He is just that good. The only knock on him is his height, but get past that. There's been short quarterbacks in the league that has done their thing. Russell Wilson, Drew Brees, and if you want to count Kyler Murray to a certain extent, fine. But nevertheless, Bryce Young is that guy. So Texans are at number 2. They're probably going to go defensive end or some sort, and I don't think it's going to be Will Anderson. I strongly believe they're not taking a quarterback at 2 because I'm thinking they're going to take one at 12, whoever's available, because they got the second pick and the 12th pick of the draft. Arizona, that's a little bit of a wild card. I do not see them taking a quarterback since they got Kyler Murray. But, I could also see them taking Will Anderson too. I can also see them going corner. It's just they have a lot of needs. So, we'll see what happens there. The Colts, they're definitely taking a quarterback here. Could it be Stroud? I don't think so. Could it be Anthony Richardson? Maybe. It's probably going to be Will Levis if he's there. He just fits the description of what they want in a quarterback. So, Seattle is 5 and Detroit is 6. This is where things get interesting. Because, Jalen Carter could go to either one of those. A quarterback could go to either one of those. Any other type of player could go to either one of those. Those are luxury picks. Both those teams have 2 first-round picks. Both of them. Seattle got their pick from Denver in the Russell Wilson trade. Detroit got their pick from the Matthew Stafford trade. So it just all depends what they want to do. Those two teams, I feel like, can definitely shape up the rest of how this draft goes. For sure. The Raiders are at 7. The Raiders, if they have any type of sense and a right mind, they will take a corner. They will take the best available corner or safety and go with it. And I believe there's 2 or 3 corners, more so 2 in the top 10 that are really good. You got the Falcons at 8, who has a lot of needs. And I'm hearing Bijan Robinson from Texas. I don't know if I will all the way agree with that pick. But, I mean, he is a very, very talented football player. He is an excellent running back. If you saw the tape on Bijan Robinson, I mean, you can make an argument in understanding why the Falcons would want to take him at 8. You would. So, I mean, we'll see there. We will. But I do not expect them to take a quarterback. If anything, they're just going to roll the dice this year and probably try to get Caleb Williams next year if the Falcons and Ritter doesn't pan out. So we'll see there. My Bears at 9. I feel like this will all depend on what happens between picks 3 through 6. Meaning Jalen Carter. If Jalen Carter falls to the Bears at 9, I believe he will be a Bear. If he does not, what I can realistically see is the Bears trade down in this draft to maybe the Commanders, maybe the Jets, maybe the Steelers to go get one of the top 4 offensive tackles in this draft. And also, get some additional draft capital as well, because my team, just like the Cardinals, have a lot of needs. So it's definitely a lot of different ways that this can go. The Eagles. I mean, the Eagles have, I think, the luxury. Let's see, we got 1. All right, so the Eagles got 2 first-rounders here. So the Eagles let a lot of people go in the offseason. But they knew they could fill it in the draft because they have a lot of picks between this year and next year. I mean, I'm hearing Bijan Robinson to them if the Falcons don't take him. I mean, it's a lot of different ways the Eagles can go here. I'm even hearing what's his name? The wide receiver from Ohio State, Jackson Enigma. Could possibly go to the Eagles now. Like, it's crazy. It is. Titans at 11, I feel like that is a wild card. I mean, for all I know, they could probably take a quarterback there. They're in rebuilding mode. Yes, Ryan Tannehill is still there. I don't know how much longer. And I strongly believe they do not like Malik Willis from who they drafted last year. I think he might be a one and done there. So we'll see. Texans at 12. I mean, like I said, quarterback. They will probably more than likely go quarterback with the 12th pick. Then you got Green Bay, who just got a haul from the Jets. I mean, we'll see what they do there. Sometimes they are very unpredictable. New England at 14, they're unpredictable as well. I mean, so if you go through just all of this, there's definitely, I think, it's going to be a lot more movement here in this draft. I'm also looking to see if and when DeAndre Hopkins is going to get traded from the Cardinals. I believe that is definitely a reality. I feel like there's going to definitely be more trades happening here. Definitely a lot more movement within this first round. I mean, you can see teams like Tampa Bay or Minnesota trying to trade up to grab a quarterback. You can definitely see that happening. Heaton Hooker, another quarterback from Tennessee, who had the ACL injury, but I mean, if he didn't get hurt, Tennessee would have probably been making a national championship run this year. I feel like he's a quality quarterback. I mean, you just don't know what to expect fully in this draft. I mean, the Panthers said that they are locked in with their number one pick, but we don't know who that is. I mean, like I said, everybody with the right mind would think it's Bryce Young, but the betting favorites, is moving up for Will Levis. So I don't know. But that's the beauty of it. At the end of the day, you just want these players that's being drafted to go to the right teams so they can fit the right situation, so they can have the right culture behind them, the right resources, the people that believe in them. Because at the end of the day, I mean, if a player's not put in the right situation, that player's not going to be great. If Patrick Mahomes was drafted by my Chicago Bears, would he be the same Patrick Mahomes? Probably not. Probably not. So, everything matters. Like, those small things matter. So, for each person that's getting drafted tonight, I know that is, probably going to be the best time of their lives. That is a life-changing event, not only for themselves, but for their family. That is a lifelong dream coming true. And I really do hope that each young man that gets drafted tonight ends up in the right situation for them and so they can thrive. I really do. Like, the drafts are nothing but success stories, in my opinion, until it doesn't become one. So yeah, draft is tonight. First round is tonight. Round 2 and 3 is Friday. Rounds 4 through 7 is Saturday. So we will get more into it. We'll get into the results, see who has, come out the winner, the losers, any trades, things of that nature. Maybe we get some news on Lamar Jackson at this point. I don't know. But we'll figure it out. We'll definitely figure it out. So, with that being said, continue to rock with your boy right here on the No Offense Network and the No Offense Radio. Check me out on social media at JGoodWithSports. We're talking about Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And continue to rock with me right here on the JGoodWithSports podcast, wherever you get your podcast from. So, Saturday, I'm with my boys again, Brandon and Ian, with the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, live 7 a.m. on Facebook. As we, break down what happens in the sports world and, of course, Chicago sports as well. And we probably are going to, recap the first couple of rounds for the draft here for the Bears and for anybody else that made a splash. We probably are going to recap some of this NBA playoffs first round action because, man, oh, man, there's more that I want to say that I have not been able to say today. But until then, let's close out the rest of this month. You all be safe. You all take care. And last but not least, I want to give a happy birthday to my mother. Today's her birthday, so happy birthday, Mom. All right, so until next time, you all take care. Peace.